Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. What can Warriors fans expect this season? Coach Steve Kerr promises a fierce and courageous team in attack and defense. Trade suggestion: Warriors trade players and sign Brandon Ingram. Even before the stunning departure of Stephen Curry's splash brother Klay Thompson, the Golden State Warriors have been searching for a new number 2 scorer to once again crack open their championship window. Could that lead them to the New Orleans Pelicans' disgruntled former All-Star forward Brandon Ingram? Bleacher Report's Dan Favale proposed a blockbuster 3-team trade, essentially swapping the underwhelming Andrew Wiggins for Ingram. Golden State Warriors receive Brandon Ingram, $36 million, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, $2.2 million. New Orleans Pelicans, DeAndre Ayton, $34 million, Moses Moody, $5.8 million, Golden State's 2025 first-rounder, top 8 protection. Portland Trail Blazers receive Andrew Wiggins, $26.3 million, Gary Payton II, $9.1 million. The Warriors need someone with the present-day apex of second-best offensive player on a really good team. Perhaps Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski ends up checking that box in due time. Counting on either to do so next season is all sorts of risky, Favale wrote. While Ingram is a risky proposition given his contract situation with the Pelicans reluctant to give him a 4-year, $208 million max extension, the lack of market for the former number 2 pick, Favale reasoned, could make him a buy-low trade candidate for the Warriors without giving up Podziemski, Kuminga, or a distant first-round pick. Golden State capitalizes on this divisive valuation here. Wiggins is more plug-and-play, but his contract no longer profiles as a net positive, and Ingram has the much better best-case outcome as a shot creator and table setter, Favale wrote. Despite a down year last season, Ingram still averaged 20.8 points and 5.7 assists. Since the Los Angeles Lakers traded Ingram to the Pelicans in 2019, he's been a consistent 20-plus point scorer over the last 5 seasons. The basketball community has lost a legend. Our hearts are with the family, friends, and fans of Mitchell Wiggins. The Athletic's Shams Charania reported in 2022 that Wiggins' father has been dealing with a serious medical condition, which explained the Warriors forward's mysterious personal absences over the past 2 seasons. Wiggins missed 2 months of the 2022-23 NBA season, then missed another 4 games last season. He canceled a business trip to China this offseason due to a family emergency, which was surmised to be related to his father's medical condition. Wiggins is entering the second year of his 4-year, $109 million, which was deemed a bargain when it was signed following his All-Star season and the Warriors' championship run in 2022. But Wiggins has been a shell of himself since then, which interestingly coincided with his father's medical condition. Will Wiggins return to form this season now that his father's fight against an undisclosed illness is over? Or will it take some time for him to mourn? Interestingly, Ingram's struggles started at Team USA under Warriors coach Steve Kerr, who benched him in favor of the shorter but stout rebounder Josh Hart of the New York Knicks. Ingram's confidence dipped and it cascaded to the NBA season. However, in retrospect, Ingram looked at it as motivation to get back to his all-star form. From Team USA up to this season is probably the worst that I've been in a New Orleans Pelicans uniform, and I'm motivated by that, Ingram said during his exit interview in April. I can go back and I can blame coaches. I can blame everybody else but myself, but, I've got to go look at myself in the mirror and tell myself what I really need to do. How can I help this team? How can I help the coaches, and how do I get the fans in New Orleans to believe in us again? And that's my job. That's my task. Warriors need to defend better to be champions again. Even at 36 years old, the entire world knows that Steph Curry can still score 30 points with ease and explode into 40-point performances, or even more. The Warriors are confident that Klay Thompson's scoring void can be filled by the likes of Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and others. But for them to avoid the play-in tournament, be a playoff team and have a chance to compete, bolstering their defense will be a priority. "We have to get back to defending at a high level," Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy said Thursday at Chase Center. "We have to be among the 5, 6, 7 best in the league in defense, at least. That's really been the recipe here all along." The Warriors last season, when they won 46 games but finished 10th in the Western Conference and were crushed by the Sacramento Kings in the play-in tournament, weren't among the top 5, 6, or 7 teams in the league when it came to defensive rating. Not even in the top 10. Their team defensive rating of 114.5 placed them right in the middle of the NBA at 15th overall. 8 teams in the Western Conference had a better defensive rating than them. Starting with their first title under coach Steve Kerr in 2015, the Warriors have finished 1st, 6th, 2nd, 11th and 11th again in team defensive rating during their streak of 5 consecutive trips to the finals. Over the past 2 seasons, they also finished 3rd and 1st in offensive rating with a team that featured an excellent Curry, Thompson, and Durant.